just talk some games, and we have a lot of thoughts about Elon Musk and what he's doing here and there. Sometimes he does fun shit, sometimes he does dumb shit, sometimes he impregnates fake conservative influencers, and but then he says stuff like this. Elon Musk declares war on gaming industry, reaffirms plans to start a new AI video game studio to make games great again. Well, let's look into this right now. So Elon Musk has once again confirmed plans to launch his own AI game studio xAI, doubling down on his mission to combat woke mind virus infecting modern gaming industry. Responding to a post on X that claimed xAI is starting to move forward with its AI game studio, Musk simply replied, yes, reaffirming his commitment to changing the gaming landscape. Musk, who has long voiced his frustration with the industry shift towards identity politics and virtue signaling, first announced these plans back in November 2024 as a passionate gamer himself. Well, that's debatable. Debatable. Musk has frequently criticized the inclusion of agenda-driven content in modern AAA games, from pronoun selection options to forced diversity narratives. Musk has been a vocal opponent of what he sees as ideological capture in gaming. Now, that's all true. At least what he's railing against, because look what we've had to do with the past years now. Veilguard, Concord,
Spawn.
Dustborn, all these things that have had the agenda pushed into it and have failed. Or games that don't have your pronoun usage, but you get Star Wars Outlaws. And it's on the retreat. I mean, they list right here: Suicide Squad, Kills the Justice League, all these things right here. Before we go forward, I'm going to ask this. Do you guys think this is going to be a legitimate venture?
Kinda. I would say he just wants to put. I think he's putting them on notice and saying, "Hey, we're watching you. You know, or it's not going to be this garbage that you've been doing the last 5, 10, however many years, and so start making changes now."
Mm-hmm.
It's a big ask.
I think that anything Elon puts his money into, he intends on being a real thing. I don't think he is doing this for a joke. I think he sees an opportunity, a big opportunity. We've been talking about it forever and a day now, that the AAA freaking studios are dying. Mm-hmm. They can't sustain their bullshit, and they're falling and failing, and you have all these indie games coming up, and I think he sees a big opportunity. He sees a space where you can still have big AAA games. They just need to not be what they have been. They need to be good. I don't know about the AI stuff, because building a whole game around that.
Well, no, here's the thing. When it says AI, it means he's using it as a tool. It's a tool to accelerate the production for now, but I'm looking at it as a tool. I'm not going to go into the whole Skynet's going to be making games and then use the games to blow us up. I'm not going down that route right now. We'll save that for a different discussion later.
Yeah, that's more of a Matrix thing anyway.
Yeah. What I'm saying is this: I think I agree with Devil.
I've seen Tron. I don't trust him.
I agree with Devil. I think that if Elon's going to put it, he's going to go out like this. He's going to put his money into it. Whether or not you think he's a real gamer with the Diablo and with the Path of Exile 2 stuff, let's push that aside. I think Elon likes games. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, of course he's not. Like, I'm sure he actually plays these games, but of course he doesn't have the fucking time to jack his characters up like that. Dude's running 5 fucking companies, and he's assisting the goddamn president of the United States. He ain't got time.
And impregnating every woman on earth. Don't forget that.
Ugly women.
I mean, you know, for a guy who talks about the population crisis, he sure is trying to do his part. That's all I'm saying about that. But anyhow, no, I think you're all right. I think he's definitely intends to actually do what he says here. What that's going to look like, I'm not sure even he anticipates, but he certainly he's proven that he will put his money where his mouth is. So I have no doubt that he's actually going to try and push forward with something like this. I don't know if replacing a woke mind virus with a tech mind virus is any better, but whatever.
Right. Well, he's going to talk about it here. So when Dogecoin creator Billy Marcus questioned how the gaming world became so ideologically compromised, Musk responded, too many game studios that are now owned by massive corporations at xAI is going to start an AI game studio to make games great again. Potential impact of Musk-backed game studio cannot be overstated. Much like his revolutionary ventures in Tesla, SpaceX, and turning Twitter into X, Musk could bring a fresh perspective to gaming, leveraging AI technology. Musk Studio might produce high quality games at a faster rate than bloated AAA companies. That's why I mentioned using it as a tool to get shit done. To actually, I mean, when we were talking about the rise and fall of BioWare a couple weeks ago, BioWare back in the day would get a game out every 2 years and multiple games every 2 years, not just 4 or 5 years between 1 or 2 games. And if we can get back to a point where you're not taking 5 to 8 years to make a single game, if AI is a tool that can get it there, I see nothing wrong with that, especially if the games look good and play well. I mean, that is, we reserve our judgment on that till we actually see it. But if that's what it would take us to get us back there, I'm all for that. So if he's going to replace it, and he says take, like right there, it says takes 5 to 10 years to release a single title, it could make mark substantially forward in AI adoption within the gaming industry, potentially triggering an industry-wide shift. And that's what Devil said a minute ago. We've been talking about the fact that for a year, we've been talking about this for a year now on this show and on other streams. The gaming industry is, part of it is collapsing. AAA is collapsing. They make these dog shit games. We just talked about the list of these woke, infected, cancerous games that don't want to actually play a game, but want to beat you over the head with their agenda.
Including
And
the one I'm playing right now.
yeah, Jedi Survivor. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the games play well, but they're not really.
Yeah.
The
The
gameplay
gameplay
is
is
good.
great, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's got is a lot of push for how
yeah.
awesome the High Republic was over everything else.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it's like I said, Spider-Man 2, gameplay 10 out of 10. Rest of it, dog shit.
Mhm.
Dog shit. Game can play great, but if the story, the characters suck, what's the goddamn point? So you got this right here. And if he sees it, like Devil said, if he sees that this shit's gonna be crap, and he's looking at probably these double A, single A dudes who are with their very little, let's just say, funding, able to put out these quality games, at least in terms of story and character work. What would happen if he decided to invest in them, with his be the tent pole to give these guys a chance to be the publisher for what they want to do? Imagine what these hungry double A developers could do with Elon triple A, well, let's just say quadruple A money, because Elon would be quadruple A money, not just triple A money, quadruple A money, saying, here, bring that passion of the game you're making now and put it out and make gaming great again. That Elon, like Devil said, Elon sees that. And I think I welcome this chance. I'm not saying it's gonna work. I welcome this opportunity to bring gaming back to where it was, not just 10 years ago, but I want to say 20 years ago at this point, mid 2000s. That's what I think. This could be a possibility. What do you guys think about that, Ben?
I kind of agree with your assessment. I think I would go back further than the mid 2000s. I would probably put
Mm,
it to the late 90s. I think
mhm,
just the while graphically and in terms of like by processing speed and all of that stuff, frames per second, all of that improved down the road. I think in terms of like writing good games and
mhm.
gameplay that was fun and engaging, regardless of what it was, you're not going to beat the mid to late 90s. Um,
No
so that would
argument. No
yeah,
argument.
that was a golden age of video games.
Mm.
But I don't know. I think, like I said, I think if he thinks that he can accomplish something, my problem is how AAA ever became a thing in the fucking first place. It should never
Mm,
have been. That's part
mm.
of the reason I go back that as far as I do is because I think that things were better when you had a myriad of unknown fucking studios just putting out stuff to see what would stick,
I
and they
see
were
what
they
you're
were
saying.
creative as fuck. You know,
Before EA bought everybody, EA was the
yeah,
first one
Yeah.
that was gobbling people up. when all these companies were individual companies and not smaller companies with a parent tentpole telling them what to do. And it started with EA. You're right. I agree with that assessment. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go back to, if he could take things to, for lack of a better non-anarchist term, like kind of a year zero in terms of game development companies, right? Let everybody, just clear the playing field, level it out, right? Now go compete. Right. I think we could see something amazing emerge from that, but I don't think that that's where his head's at. I think his head's at, like, yes, this sucks. We need to do something about this, but I want to make my thing that I want to do about it the only thing, like kind of like the whole X being the everything app kind of deal. That's kind of where I see him going with this in his head. It's like, we can provide everything for everybody, and screw competition.
You say that. Do you think then he wants to make it a streaming service game?
Probably live service. Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
No, me neither. I fucking hate live service.
I mean, like Drew says, keep it physical. Give me my physical option.
I miss split screen when I'm playing with my friends.
I don't miss split screen.
Well, you're a pussy because you didn't drink from a hose. So.
Or eat Pop-Tarts.
Now Drew's added Pop-Tarts to the whole goddamn thing. Now it's Pop-Tarts and hose drinking. If he decides to go to make it a streaming route, like the Stadia and that kind of crap, to do his version of that, that would be bad, in my opinion. That'd be a bad idea. That is not where gaming needs to go back to. Yes, digital is here to stay because Steam exists. It's not going anywhere. But I don't have it with me, but you can see it. I prefer to buy a physical copy if I can get it. I want my disc, so I want to be able to hold it in my hand. I want to be able to hold on to it. Something that no one can take away from me. Something that can delete it. So
alter it exactly.
So I want the option to keep my physical media. And if Elon, who's the same guy, let's remember, Elon's the same guy who wants to put a chip on our head. Okay, I'm not down with that either.
Where do you think he wants you playing these games?
Don't say that. Don't fucking say that, dude. Augmented reality. I am not into augmented reality. No.
No, here's my take: this is just going to be another part of the everything app, the X, everything.
Probably it'll probably be tied into it, like a satellite operation.
It's another piece of the puzzle where all these different technologies, the Teslas, the SpaceX, the Twitter X, all these things are just going to
Starlink.
Add up. Yeah, Starlink, Neuralink. He's just building it. He's playing the long game here. Everyone.
The long game ends with him being king of Mars.
Yep. PayPal and all these and that, working with NASA. Whether it's good or bad, like it's yet to be seen. You could have a ton of people, 10 different people in the same chat and think he's good or bad on a different day. Depending on what's going on.
Yeah, I'm one of those. I go either way depending on what the topic is.
I'm same here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be a simp.
I'm with you. Like keep physical media, keep a version of it, because that way all this stuff it slows down. I remember when like 64, like Super Nintendo came out, then 64. It's like, wow, that was a huge jump in 4 years or whatever it was. And then it was PlayStation, where it's like now it's on a disc, and then then it's getting more like 3D play, and then nowadays it's beyond measure. So yeah, if we could slow it down.
I'm with you. I want that physical copy. I want to hold it in my hand. I want to put it in there. I want to have the freedom to take it out and put it away. I don't want to be controlled by anybody. I don't want it to. Let's say there's a problem with the hard drive and something gets deleted. Oh, sorry. And this is happening with some people's stored data on games.
That's what I heard. Some people's accounts got closed because whatever the game. I'm kind of just grasping at straws here from what I heard.
Well, not just I'm talking in general with these digital accounts from Steam and everything.
Company goes under, and you have an account. You downloaded that. You put in your own money, and you have something on their space or whatever, and then they go away, or some other company buys them, and then it's like you put $2,000 in this and nothing.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah. That's one of my. I mean, listen, I like my PS5. I've been very happy with it for the past couple of years. But my one beef is that the hard drive space is only 1 terabyte. It's not that large. So I have a library of some digital games which I bought because they were a better price than the physical one, and I was trying to save some money. Or if I had a massive hard drive, I would have every single game downloaded on there right now, but I don't. What happens if something happens to the PlayStation Network and I can't get my game anymore? If for some reason I want to replay the game, I don't always want to replay, but for some reason
anything can go wrong in that point.
Yeah.
But when it's yours, when you can hold it, when you can put it into a case or a safe or whatever you want,
I mean,
that's what somebody else said.
Oh yeah, that all those games. That's all games right there on that shelf. And that's just my modern stuff. What's left of my old school collections. It's in a box in a closet.
Yeah, online it could be hacked, it could be lost, it could be deleted. One of a million things that are out of your control.
Yeah. Or what if it needs to connect in order to do
or
something?
Or they want to change it. They want to go in and tweak it.
Well, perfect example. Perfect example. Those of us who are playing Solaris, they're coming out with 4.0 later this year. And it's going to revamp the entire game for normies and the Chinese. And it's going to fuck us all over because Steam's current version, you have to do some trickery on your Steam to keep an old version or revert back to it. They don't make it easy for you. So because it's a digital game through Steam, we're going to be fucked if we want to keep playing, if we can't revert it. And I think Kel figured out a way to do it, and we'll worry about that in 4 or 5 months when we have to worry about it. But they're taking the game out of your hands if it's working for you in a way you don't want it to change, and they're going to make you go forward.
Well, that's the problem.
That's the digital age. That's the digital age.
It's gonna be coerced. It's gonna be like you got to opt out of doing a certain thing or an automatic purchase of the next version of the game or the third party. It's gonna be a weird thing that it's just so out of the norm.
Yeah, and the opt-out option is going to be buried in some fucking innocuous-looking email that you'll never see.
And then they're probably taking your data at the same time as you're playing the game somehow.
But that's the problem, isn't it? Is that they're when you're talking about this 4.0 Solaris thing, they're not giving you the option to update to a simplified version of the game. They're just
it's automatic.
You do it.
I mean, I have automatic updates turned off right now, but you want to play the game, you have to update it. Sorry. So if Elon goes this route, that would be bad for gaming. We like Elon's idea. Let's get the wokeness out of it. Let's get the agenda out of it. But there's no solid evidence. We're theorizing here. Remember that. Those people are going to whine at us right now. We're theorizing about this based upon what we know of Elon and what his tendencies are. If he goes the lack of physical media route, now, that's saying if he makes the game. If he's just the publisher studio and other people are making it, that's different. If he's not creating it and he gives them the option, physical and digital, then that's up to the people who are making it to do that. But if he forces an idea of everything digital, download through X or something like that, xAI studio, that would be a problem.
It'll be through the export that's in the back of your head.
Oh, God. And even then, it's all going to be that excludes console gaming. Then he's going to be leaving console gamers out in the cold.
Yeah. It'll be the death of console gaming. And it will.
But I'm just going to keep
probably severely limit PC gaming.
I was at a garage sale last summer, and went to check it out. Didn't know what was happening. I was like the first one there at like noon, and the lady. I'm like, oh, I see a Super Nintendo with Donkey Kong Country in there with a controller connected. I'm like, oh, how much for that? And then she's like, oh, I don't think we're selling that. I don't think it works. And I'm like, can I buy it either way?
Yeah, I think I could find somebody to fix
this. She's like, yeah, 50 cents. And I'm like, here's $2. Like, buy. Like, I need to get out of here before you
before your kid shows up and makes it hard.
And they want more or they don't want to sell it. That's what that was my fear, was like the kid was gonna be like, no, I want to keep that. Like, nope, this is mine. I'm gonna give you more than you asked for.
I paid my $2, bitch.
Yeah. No, every time I find physical media games, anything good, is I just pick it up because why not? I could spend that money anywhere else, throwing that away somewhere stupid, some fast food or Taco Bell. But if I can buy a 64 or Genesis,
if you've got the storage space to keep it, great. I don't think physical media is going to go away. I don't. I think it's going to be a resurgence. When you take that piece of physical thing and you make it a part of your life, you carry it with you forever. And that's why if Elon hypothetically goes down the route to remove the physical thing, if he makes it a part of the X everything, where you're just going to download your games and play it, or you're going to have it on a cloud gaming, stream gaming, that's going to destroy a part of gaming. If you lose that ownership and physical aspect completely. And like Samuel said, it will kill console gamings, which is not right.
It'll kill everything. Yeah, look, that's kind of where I'm thinking he's going to go with this, though.
I hope
think
not.
because not to get too far off base with this, but Elon Musk is a transhumanist. His ultimate goal is to digitize people.
Elon has the best intentions, but the best intentions are the road to hell is paved. The best intentions.
I'm not saying he's doing it from a place of malice, but he's you would know. But I don't think he's doing it from a place of malice at all. I honestly think that the man believes he's doing what's best for everybody. I just see it ending in disaster down the road.
I don't disagree with you. I think that I think that Elon is a brilliant individual. I think that he's done a lot of good for the world, but if left unchecked, he could do just as much bad.
Mm-hmm. In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And it starts here. It starts with digital media.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see if he just makes himself a publisher that gives other smaller things a chance to put their stuff out there, then great. And that's about as far as I hope it goes. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.